Hey, thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm super excited, Reginald. We're gonna do we're just gonna go a little kind of freestyle it a little bit. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about what you're doing in your business, what gets you results in your business, why you're doing what you're doing, and just kind of have you share that with with the group today. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, let me just tell you this, Reginald. I want you to recognize it's a pretty big deal to be chosen as a member of the month inside of this community. When you think about literally a community that has over 100,000 members that have come through the door, and you know that like pretty much every industry leader, internet marketing rock star, either got their start here or was promoting here at one point, and a lot of times they've actually continued to promote. So you know that you, sir, have had to do some spectacular work, some really magnificent things, like top notch, to stand out in that type of crowd. So I want you to know that you're doing some great things, and I really want to say congratulations to you again for making the member of the month.
Thank you. Thank you.
Reginald, let's start with a question of just a little bit about you. Where were you in your life and your business when you found MLSP? And then why did you choose and why have you chosen to skyrocket your business using this system?
Well, initially I joined MLSP around when it first came out in 2009, it was between 2008 2009, because I was at that time I really didn't know how to market online. I was pretty new to the internet. I knew how to get around, but I wasn't really an expert online at the time. And I was looking for another way to build my business, aside from the normal things that you're taught in traditional MLM, make a list, come to meetings and do all that. Not a knock against people that do that, but personally, that wasn't something that I was passionate about doing. I love the industry, but I didn't like that way of building. So I started to look for other ways to market online. I tried some other things that I had some success with. So when this came out, it was in perfect timing, especially back then, because the internet, wasn't what it is now. Okay, when it was then, it was pretty awesome. And I kept seeing a marketer that was with MLSP at the time just kept popping up in my news feed and YouTube. I'm like, man, I got to check this out. And I got into it. Started doing attraction marketing back then, and ever since I started back then, I've been applying what I learned in MLSP to my business since then, and it has drastically, changed my business and my income and the results.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Reginald. So you decided, hey, I'm going to do a little bit different of a model, right? Like, hey, I'm not really like in on what all these people are doing. I'm going to kind of use it to build what I want to do, right? I'm going to use it a little bit differently. I don't, what exactly, how did you do that? How did you implement My Lead System Pro, right? Like, how did you actually do that? And what specifically, what were you doing at the time, I guess, back then, because it was a few years ago when you originally started using the system. What kind of marketing were you doing, and how are you using My Lead System Pro platform?
Okay, well, initially, when I got into the industry, I was handing out flyers in the hot sun, literally. It sounds like a joke, but seriously, it was hot outside, and every day, because of where we were financially, I knew I had to do something, even though I didn't really know everything that I was doing. But I did the first thing that come to mind, or that came to mind, that would give me an opportunity to expose my business to a person on the other end. So I was passing out flyers. I was inviting people to meetings. I was doing newspaper advertising. I also started doing pay-per-click. I would say black hat pay-per-click, but it wasn't really black hat. It was more so back then. Google and Bing, they used to give away these free coupons or whatever. So I created multiple accounts with Google and Bing because I didn't have a lot of money back then to invest into this stuff. So I kept creating free trial accounts to get these free coupons to advertise on Google. Not Bing, it was Yahoo back then. It wasn't Bing. And I had a lot of success doing that, but eventually that ran out. All right, so I had to find another way to market. So I joined MLSP. From then I started doing attraction marketing, video marketing, MySpace, and I forgot what else. Tag was popular back then. And then I never really promoted it. I never advanced beyond the L1 back then because it wasn't really, back then the focus really wasn't to promote it. It was more so to really take the education and apply it to my business at that time. So I ended up leaving MLSP, but not really abandoning what I learned from MLSP. So I originally signed back up probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago, under a close friend of mine and a business partner. We worked together in another business. She was also one of my students, Keisha Bass, and got in because I seen her rocking it out. I'm like, you know, and at that time, we were in a network marketing company. I'm like, man, I'm just getting tired of this. You know, I'm tired of the industry. I just want to really help other marketers because I've done a lot in the industry for myself that I'm comfortable with, to now I just want to really focus on helping other people, because what MLSP is doing now, it's the same for the most part, but they've added a whole lot since then. You know, I don't know how long you've been in, but since 2008 to 2016, it's a completely different platform. So I just got into MLSP here recently because I wanted to share the message. I was 100% behind everything that they're doing, and I've always loved Brian and those guys and what they put together and how they really support the industry and bring forth value. And I'm like, the direction that I'm going now, this is a perfect fit. So because of that, I just went haywire with it. You know, there's a lot of struggling marketers out there that don't know what they're doing. 99% of people that join the industry have no idea how to market, right? So we have the answer here at MLSP that, hey, we can share this and actually give them a resource that they can actually learn a skill that will pay them for life. And in addition to that, now they have a blogging system and everything like that, that you don't have to be a technical person and try to install WordPress and do things and all that stuff. It's pretty much a plug-and-play system right now. So it just made sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so absolutely, it makes a lot of sense, especially like you said with all of the features where it's literally like it's just plug and play. So based on what you said about the people that are struggling, what advice would you give someone that's struggling, that's new, or right, someone that's just coming into marketing and working online, or maybe someone that's a struggling marketer? What would you tell them so that, like, something that they could do right now today to start to get some results like what you've been able to achieve?
Okay, well, what I would tell people, I mean, if you're not in MLSP, you need to sign up for it. All right, first of all, because the training that you get here, 99.9%, you're not going to get it in your MLM company. And that's not a knock against your company, but I've been in a lot of network marketing companies. I've been to an events, and there are certain things that they teach, which is pretty much the basics. But if you really want to go beyond the basics and you want to learn an advanced skill set that will pay you for life, then this is the platform where you will get that education at. Now, in addition to that, once you get into the platform, if you are new and you're in MLSP currently, you know, what I suggest people to do, because there's a whole lot of information back there, and sometimes people get back there and they're like, hey, I got to do everything. No, you don't. What you need to do is pick one strategy first, master that, meaning that doesn't mean that you're actually perfect with it, but you want to master it to the point to where you're generating 5 to 10 leads a day per strategy. So every training, whatever strategy you pick, you want to watch training that is around that strategy. For example, if you go with Facebook, every training video you watch needs to be Facebook, right? You don't need to be watching YouTube right now if you're new. You need to be focused solely on Facebook, focus on getting 5 to 10 leads a day. Once you get to that point, then you can add YouTube. And then after you master YouTube, then you can add Twitter. You want to have multiple advertising sources going in the beginning. You need to focus on one, right? Watch one video, implement immediately. Next day, watch another video, implement immediately. You don't want to watch everything Facebook in there, right? Watch one video, all right? Watch one Facebook video, and then after you watch that video, implement immediately.
I mean, great advice, and it's staying focused is such a challenge for so many people in the beginning. So another question for you, Reginald. What are you doing in your marketing right now? Now you've come back around. It's kind of full circle. What are you doing in your marketing right now that's getting you specifically the best results and the results that landed you here at the Member of the Month interview?
Well, now pretty much I've been in the industry a long time, and I kind of look at I try to put myself in the shoes of the person on the other end when I market, right? If I wouldn't be attracted to or draw interest to what I'm saying as the person on the other end, I would not promote it. I wouldn't market it. I wouldn't even use that approach in my marketing. So I think about all the newbies are having if they're coming in, because again, there are so many people joining business right now because the way that the economy is going or what have you. A lot of people are getting more interested in the home-based business industry, and knowing that they're only being taught the basics. A lot of people want to learn how to market online. They don't want to be out in 100-degree weather handing out flyers, right? Or setting aside a time to do that. Now, if you do that when you're out, that's different. But if you have to set aside a time every day to go hand out flyers, right, when you can market online, this is what really triggered for me. Back then, I'm like, you know, I'm handing out 5,000 to 10,000 flyers a week, and I'm probably only getting 5 to 10 calls, okay? So I can reach more people online, okay, faster with under a cold AC as opposed to me going out and doing that. So you definitely have to really focus. I forgot where I was going with that, man. What was the question again?
Well, I was just asking specifically what you were doing right now, and so it's a little bit different because you have a background in marketing, right? But you were basically giving us the idea that, hey, listen, you're leveraging the fact that you don't want to be outside in the hot sun anymore, right? That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line I'm getting from Reginald. I don't know if he's going to be at the pool party this year, is what he's telling me.
Yeah, the pool is cool, okay? But basically, what I do, though, honestly, in all honesty, I speak to people pain. You know, you have to know who your avatar is, and you got to know, you know, what their struggles are in business. And knowing as a newbie when you come in, the struggle is, hey, you know, after my warm market, how do I build my business? Or if I don't have a warm market, how do I build my business? Because when I got in, I didn't have a warm market at all that I could really go to that would really trust me at that moment. Okay, I had to really establish and build credibility with him. So knowing all of that, those are the people that I'm targeting. I'm targeting, hey, if you're in a business, you don't know how to generate leads, contact me. If you're in a business and, you know, you're not making money because you don't know how to generate, because if you're not generating leads, chances are you're not making any money, right? With no leads equals no money. So right. Knowing that we have, I call this an internet marketing university, really, because we have a lot of content. It's an encyclopedia of internet marketing. So whatever need that a business owner have, we can solve it here. So I focus on the problems of the business owners, and I mention it in my marketing, and I offer MLSP as a solution to those problems, or that problem, whatever that problem is.
Man, people are going to get some great stuff from you today. So I want to have one last question for you. This is an important one because I know people are going to hear about what you're doing. They're going to see the interview. They're going to want to connect with you, right? They're going to want to know like how you're leveraging MyLeadSystem Pro. They're going to see how you got out of a hot sun and you're working from the AC, right? They're going to want to know that. So how do they get a hold of you, Reginald? How do they find you online?
Yeah, you can go to connectwithreginald.com, or you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/UOP now.
All right, so connectwithreginald.com or facebook.com, what was it?
/UOP now. It's the username.
UOP now. Boom. So you guys have two different ways to connect with Mr. Reginald Stenson. He's obviously crushing it here inside of MyLeadSystem Pro. He's had the experience. He's gotten the results in his business, and this is just another opportunity where he's been recognized as doing something amazing, right? Hitting L4 here inside of MyLeadSystem Pro, becoming the July Member of the Month, and we'll be seeing, hopefully seeing you as well as seeing Reginald at Live the Dream 7 coming up in just what? It's almost about a month from today, just about a month and a few days away from right now down in Austin, Texas. So pretty excited to be able to see each and every one of you, and you'll be able to meet Reginald here live in person.
Absolutely. See you in Austin.
Reginald, thanks again. Congratulations on becoming the July Member of the Month 2016. Is there anything you'd like to say in parting?
Yeah, I would like to say, you know, definitely you got to follow the principles of MLSP. They talk about become a person of value, and that's critical because a lot of people think that they don't have any value to really add to the marketplace. And I really broke this down, you know, in my head to that internet marketing is nothing, or marketing in general is nothing but a bunch of recycled content. Think about it for a moment. All right, the light bulb is going to go out for a lot of people here. Because if you think about it, how many different Facebook strategies you got? How many different Facebook courses? How many different YouTube vids? Or what if you watch, you know, something on Facebook? You can simply, for example, repurpose that content in your own words and create a short 2 to 3 minute video and teach that to start building your audience. When I first came across MLSP, that was the thing that really changed everything for me, was attraction marketing and becoming a person of value, because at first I didn't really know what that meant and I didn't think I had any value. But knowing that most people, you know, a lot of baby boomers are coming online and don't know how to copy and paste. For example, you can do a video on copying and pasting and that will change a whole lot of people's life. And you just gave a whole lot of value, and through that value that you have given people, now people are adding you as friends on Facebook. Now they're subscribing to your YouTube channel. Now you're building your list. Or if you watch this training and you got something from what I shared, you can repurpose that content in your own words and create a blog post around it, create a video post around it. You know, any type of content, people love being entertained and they love watching you, whether you believe it or not. And they want to hear from you and hear your point of view on whatever marketing strategy, tip, or whatever you have, because it's somebody that you can reach that I can't reach, or that Bert can't reach, or that the next person can't reach. There's someone out there that is looking for you, but you cannot be afraid to just jump out there and put the content out. Because again, I was an introvert at first, okay? I was like, you know, I'm not going to do any videos, but I was like, well, if I want to really get to the money and really be extremely successful, I got to step out of my comfort zone and just go for it and do it, and not really worry about, hey, my first video sucked, because we all say that, right? You know, everybody said their first video sucked, but I did it, right? I did it, and that video that I said that sucked, for example, got me a lot of results, believe it or not. But it was probably the worst video I did in my life. It's still on it's still on the internet hidden, but it got me a lot of results. You just got to step out and do it and know that you are a person of value, and anything that you learn, repurpose that content, put it in your own words, your own whatever, and put it out. 2 to 3 minutes,